Unbelievable. Tricky mate. Hello? What the hell is that? Oh my god. I just made it. Oh my goodness. This is really unbelievable. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Take It to the Max show with Grandmaster Max Dlugy. That's me, and I'll be playing in the 5-minute pool as I do every week, trying to figure out how my opponents are playing and whether they're making mistakes and whether I can take advantage of them. We've seen some mistakes this week, some pretty amazing ones, even from the world champion, who missed classic maiden 3. Although the computer gave a little bit more chances to black if they gave up all their materials. Anish Giri, of course, considered a maiden 3 once he saw it. Actually, after the game, he was very happy he survived, and he survived the game, even though he was even lost after Magnus missed the maiden 3. So very lucky escape for Anish. And of course, Magnus did not manage to control his nerves after that and went down against the young, talented GM Rapport when he tried to play for a win as black in a roughly even position. That happens when you have an emotional situation during your tournament. My suggestion is try to just keep it away from you. Just forget it like it was a bad dream, never happened, and play your next round absolutely oblivious to what happened in the previous one. We saw that Magnus had one of the worst performances ever when he forgot about the time control because he didn't come in time to the opening move against Topalov a couple of years back, and that led to a disastrous tournament for him. He couldn't control his nerves there. And again, the previous round when he lost to a much lower rated player. Let's see if I can control my nerves against Grandmaster Goldmund, who is playing the London system, among all things. Let's see if he plays. Okay, he's playing a slow grind here. A3, interesting. A3. I'm going to play Bishop D6, kind of like Magnus did against Giri, actually. Just not in this very tournament we're talking about, but I wonder where he actually won the first classic time control game against him. Okay, I suppose I can castle. Never too late to castle. And now, knight c6 looks reasonable. Well, I think pawn takes pawn would be quite equal, but if I take with the e pawn, I'm going to be trying to get in d4 quite quickly. And I think it was pretty good position. Okay, here I also have d4, but then knight a4, knight takes b4 is not good. Well, maybe good. Maybe good. d4. Let's try it. It's quite inventive, I think. My idea on knight takes a4 is to take on b4 with the knight and threaten. Okay, this way I'm going this attacking way, kind of trying to get very, very active quickly with my pieces. Trying to make use of white's a little bit waste of time. He has still 2 moves to go to defend, to develop fully. Now I can take on d1, play knight e4, and at least I'm better, that's for sure. At least I'm better there. Do I have better than that? I'm going to go for this simple solution. because that definitely gives me a slight edge in that endgame, because I can always take that bishop. Now rook d8 adds more firepower for free. Okay, now I can take the bishop or first play e5. a5, b5, knight d4. Where's the advantage though? I'm not sure it's there. Maybe I should just play f6 then. Then knight h4. If I play rook ac8, let's go that way. Tough to make the best move here. Okay, yeah. Now what? Okay, I'm going to play it slowly. Just letting my bishop go to h7. Then f6. And then e5. That's my idea, but let's see if that actually works. Maybe I can leave my knight alive. Yeah, take this guy. Play e5. This turned off the bishop on g3, and I am still left with my knight. That's what I wanted to do. Not sure if I can get it right, but let's try it. Okay. Okay. Some light squared blockade, hopefully. All right, bishop d5. And the knight is coming. Okay, knight d4 now. Yeah, now he's coming back with the knight. The knight's alive. This did not work out at all. Not at all, but somewhat. Somewhat did not work out. Knight, knight e2 now. Keep bothering black's pieces. Wait, now knight here, threatening the pawn, and knight d3 check. Maybe I finally tricked white into something unreasonable, right? Oh, that's a whole bishop. Knight d3 check now, right? That's a whole bishop. I may be up, I don't know. A bit weird. King a1, I think. King a1 is the only move for white now. It finds it. Okay, I'm not that sure that this is so bad for me. Oh my god, what a decision. What a decision by black. By white, that is. Oh boy, now I have to move fast though. All right, let's get this rook away. Oh boy. Let's get the king in there. He's just moving with his king. This is crazy. Okay. This my knight will come out to d1. Okay, there it is. Knight d1, knight b2. Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. I think. Wow, this is crazy. No time. This guy plays for keeps. Guy plays for keeps. I know him. He flags anyone who's in his zone. No draws from this guy. He beat me rook against rook. Played it like a man. Never forget that face. Never forget that face. Okay, this does not look good for white, but he doesn't care, does he? Check. "20 seconds should be enough. Even for an old geezer like me." Oh boy, almost blundered there. Am I really gonna lose this? Oh, just under the knight. Oh boy, what did I do that for? Oh, but I actually have more time. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. I actually have more time. All right, second game. So that was a tough end game. Finally, I managed to squeeze in my knight there. The idea of locking out a piece like that with the pawns sometimes works really well, but in this case, I think Black just had enough activity to be okay, but somehow he missed his opportunity later. So I don't know where exactly his thing was to equalize, but obviously he didn't quite get it done. Okay, now we're basically in the Queen's Gambit declined position. So now let's take on d5 and maybe play knight b5. I'm a little bit confused why I played rook c1, rook d1, but now maybe it's not so confusing. Okay, so let's get the bishop to d3 and just castle. There we go. Then just play b4. Okay, here it is. Got some space. Okay, and here just queen b3 to threaten b5 somewhere. This usually forces Black to play b5 himself. And then we're going to go for the e4 break. Okay, in this one, well, let's keep the bishop for now. Let him play knight h5, then. Okay, now we're ready for b5, I think. takes. Actually, wait. If I take on c6, takes on f1, takes on b7. All right, complicated, but I think it's okay. But okay, maybe not an advantage, but just something. But here the idea is c5. I take on c5, take on g6, and take on d5, and the d pawn is lost. So I've actually managed to do exactly what I needed, which is to make those pawns suffer on the queen side. Okay, black decides to sacrifice the pawn. That's fine with me. It's a pretty big pawn in my opinion, because the b5 pawn rather is very strong. So this is a big advantage for white. Now whether I'll convert it or not, who knows? But the advantage is quite serious. b6 looks good, and it will be played by me. Knight c7 is in the air. That's an additional little thing. Black has to play c4. Wow, really? That I don't like. This I think is losing. Okay, b7, rook d7. Just rook d7 maybe. Okay. Let's first double. Okay, now we can play rook d7. Because black doesn't have rook e7. That was what I was worried about. The rook, the wrong rook, I think, went to b8. It's going to be more difficult for black to survive this, if it's at all survivable anyway. All right, let's take this guy. And b7. Okay. Okay, black wants to play queen h6. I don't mind. I'm playing queen d5 to stop all kinds of nonsense and to prepare knight e5 and knight g5. Of course, both are good. This looks devastating. Knight g5. Well, I can take that pawn, and that's just a freebie, right? It's a good freebie. I'm gonna grab that pawn because that's just black's only counterplay, really. So, plus queen c8 is a new threat. New and exciting threat. Okay, I can play queen c8, or I can just play queen back to d5. But what does black do on queen c8, I wonder? I just want to see it. If black has a good defense, then fine. I'll take it back. I'll move it somewhere else. Otherwise, I just want to see how this works. Okay, that's not a good enough explanation, I have to say. Okay, queen f4. Not that I don't like queen takes f8, but it's just, this is pretty nice. Okay, and black resigned, and I would not want, I don't doubt why. I have an idea. Yeah, rook c1, rook d1 here, I'm not sure about. I mean, it's a general purpose move where I don't want to move my bishop before black takes on c4. But maybe rook c1 was a better choice, because here, after c takes d5, I'm not sure if I'm doing that right. I mean, I think black is okay, generally speaking. I would have taken with the c pawn here. This is much tougher to claim equality in, I would say. Yeah, and here, okay, here I went for this plan, and black played a5, which I think is reasonable. Takes, and now knight g6. I moved my bishop to save it, and knight h5. And now I played for this b5 idea. Black took and played c5. Yeah, this was not very good, I think. There was this move rook a3, but I thought I was going to just play queen b2. Okay, there's this queen a8, but again, this is just generally a position with an advantage for white. These pawns are weak, and therefore I can hope to make use of that. Now, black did not do that, did not demonstrate any activity, and just went in for this pawn down position, which I think is just pretty bad. And I was actually thinking black has to do c4, queen c4, bishop d5, and so forth, but he didn't even do that. So we got a very easy ride from there with an extra pawn and a very strong pass pawn as well. Okay, Devo. Let's whip it up. Whip it good. Devo is going to whip it. Okay. There's another nice song with that goes with that called Peekaboo. I can see you and I know what you do. So let's see what we know about this position. Devo. Transposing to mainline Queen's Gambit accepted. In my opinion, I call it mainline. Maybe some have other names for it. And let's move our queen away from that dangerous looking rook. All right, up half a pawn already, right? 30 seconds on the clock is half a pawn in blitz. So anytime I'm up like that, I go, yeah, I'm up a pawn. d5. Okay, d5, I think I just take. Yes. I don't think this is serious. And let's get the knight out and castle. I have a slight majority on the queen side. And now let's try to use it by trying to get my knight to d3. The other possibility is to simply trade some rooks. And that's another simple way of trying to get an advantage here. Just trade some rooks. Okay. c4. c4 should be okay. Okay, now what do I do? Rook d8, I guess. Just take the d file. And now probably bishop f6. I just want to trade everything. That's all I want to do. Absolutely no big ideas here for black, except to trade. My pawn structure is better, and so trade I will. Wait, hold on. Knight d4, bishop d4, bishop d4, b3. Okay, white wants to play b3, but then I'll play c3. So why not play h6 for now? Waiting for b3. Yes, and c3. Okay, I think I should come out from this side. Queen a5 though, huh? Queen a5, e5. Not so easy. Okay, then I gotta go here. Shooting a3 from another angle. Okay. Let's see how this works. Queen c3 certainly doesn't work. Knight d3 looks strong. On knight f3 and queen a3. White takes on e5, okay. And then I take back. Queen e4. Okay, bishop d6 wins the pawn still. Do I have anything better? It's just bishop f6, really, right? Just a pawn up. At least my opponent is suffering. Pawn down in an ending, a minute behind. It is suffering. Okay, no need to get ugly. Let's bring our bishop back. And now, that's a good move. A5, A4 was my idea. Now, okay, let's get the bishop a little bit better placed then. Okay. Should I play rook a7? Should I fight for that? I guess so. Let's take some space first. And also put these pawns on squares that are not that easily accessible to white. Back I go. Right. Okay, time to move out. Oh, this one I can play rook c6. I was thinking, yeah. All right, let's get the bishop out. All right, the out comes the king now. Not sure I'm doing it right, but I suppose I have to. Well, rook g6 check, you can come back. Should I kick him back? Yeah, I'll kick him back for now. And just keep pushing. Check. Okay. Now he wants to play. All right, now it's time to play rook c3 finally. Okay, let's push that pawn. Take that one. Push that pawn again. Okay, now how do I win this? If at all, let's wait a move. Interesting. Okay. Okay, interesting. Check. No, this is going to be defended now. This is game over, my friends. The king is coming out. Rook b2, rook b7, and the king is coming out, and my opponent resigns. And so he's right to do so. Again, Mr. Goldmund, my favorite rook against rook player. Never forget him for that. I will never forget that beautiful thing he did, where he played rook against rook. That was just so beautiful. It's unforgettable. And I think after that game, I won every game against him. Because that's just beautiful when you do that against another grandmaster. Okay, let's attack. All right, take this baby. Stop him. Already I like my position a lot. A lot more than his. Mr. Goldmund, the rook against rook player. All right, let's attack you. That's how he beats me, mostly. Playing rook against rook. What a feat. Okay, then bishop g5, knight b8, yeah? It's a good deal, I think. On the other hand, if I take, no, I'm going to go for the positional advantage rather than for the tactical one. Maybe that was wrong. Okay, now I just hit my knight on g5. Okay, take some more space here. Don't allow knight c5. That's the basic idea of the move b4. Knight d5 will never work for a number of reasons. One of them is simply knight takes d5. Okay, this one is fine in the sense that that one can work. Now knight b5 and knight g5. What should I do? Knight b5. How is this gonna work? Now knight g5. e4. Okay. Logically, my queen should go in there. I don't see why not. Okay. Opening up lines, hopefully for the good. Well, yeah. Uh-huh. All right, you got that one. Okay, he got that one, but I'll get some more. Now, so I just be a good boy in castle, and then how am I entering into this position? F4. That was castle. f4. Looks like a good move, but I'm not sure. I have knight h7 on knight f7, but it's still not over. All right. I think I should take this one. Now e4. That's a nice addition. That's a nice addition. Now e5 is going to be nice one day. I just have to time it. Maybe king b2 first. Yeah. Aye, knight h5. Okay. I missed that idea. I missed that idea completely. Okay, I gotta go with this e5 now. And queen takes, for better or worse. Yeah, my king is misplaced badly. Oh, yay. But it's not over. This could get very complicated quickly, by the way. Because once I take on e6, I'm threatening both knight d5 and rook d7. So I got him thinking a bit. Maybe I can get him into rook against rook endgame and flag him later. Ha ha ha. Just my vindictive self talking. Not that vindictive. Okay, queen c4, knight d5. Aha! That's a good sign. Well, I'm not sure the position is good, but the sign is good. Okay, no reason to take yet. Okay, g3. Fine. Keep pushing my goods too. We all got goodies. All right, let's protect my guys. How to win this? If this is winnable, of course, I don't know. Let's protect this guy. Overprotection. Okay. Shoot. All right, something actually should be good for me. Let's bring in the king. That's a nice idea. She missed. Damn. Okay. Damn. Damn. I have no time. My God. Did I do it? I think I did it. I think my opponent's going to flag himself to death. Yes, he did. Well, that was a very, very viciously complicated game towards the end, huh? I don't know what was happening, except it felt like I should have been better at some point, but then I think I just got completely, I lost control completely. Yeah, here I don't like my position at all. Black should have taken on c4 here. I don't know why he gave me the chance to go knight e6. After this, it became very chaotic. And here I even thought maybe I'm better already. And at this point, this was all tough to figure out. But certainly, as long as I kept control, I should be okay now. Winning or not, I don't know. Probably not, because Black also had some positive things. He could have taken an e7 at some point. Anyway, it did not happen. Okay, Alex Fishbein, my friend, is here to give me a tough fight and take some points off me. I understand it's time for that. The time has come. I've won every game. 3 GMs. Downed. All right, c5 for now. See if white can avoid the queen's gambit accepted. Certainly can. Play knight a3, knight c4. Many other things are possible, but let's see what he does. Well, this is queen's gambit accepted. Hello, everybody. And that's okay. The end game. I think Alex and I played one already like that. And this is playable as long as Black knows what he's doing. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. It's very, very random for me. I know one idea is not to play b5. Here maybe knight c6 is possible, though, to defend the d6 square. I think Black should be okay. On a3 I can play a5 and feel good about myself. Okay, this threatens nothing, right? So I can just slowly try to bring in my king. In a way, also making a loft for myself. Yeah, a5 is my proposed reaction to a3. I don't want to start moving these pieces away from those reasonably okay outposts yet. h3. What does it do? We don't know. Let's move our king in. Okay, that's fine. Let's see how white recaptures. Knight. Okay. All right, let's take one pair of rooks off the board. And probably go for the c file here. Thinking of playing bishop d5, but I didn't want white to trade bishops with bishop f3 when I did that. Okay, now bishop d5 looks absolutely safe. Knight c4. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't want to trade light squared bishops. But going knight c7 is an idea. That could win something. On b4 I can take on b4 once and then take on c4 and take on b4 and win a piece, a pawn. So that's fine. e4 bishop e4 is not dangerous. Rook d7 check king f8 simply. Meanwhile, want to play knight c7. I thought, no? Come on. No? Not a threat at all? Really? It's got to be a threat. Well, that's something. Grab that guy. Okay. And now we have an outside pass pawn. If we take the knight. If we don't take the knight and play a4, then I think we just have a pawn. So I think we're going to go with that one. And here, bishop e4, ba, bishop c2 wins a pawn. There's another line, but I already calculated it, and I'm okay with it. So black missed, white missed knight c7, I believe. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been too happy about letting that happen. And of course, now he's going to have to suffer this situation because bishop d3 is in the cards, and white has to play rook d2, I think, to keep it going. But then bishop b5, and more stuff is happening. Bishop a4 and bishop b5. Wow. Well, take more. The more the merrier. f6. e5. No moves for those pawns and pieces. Nope, 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 nope. No, 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 no. Bishop b4. That almost wins by itself. I'll just play the bishop c4 and... Okay, what does he want to play? g5? Fine. Protect that one. Okay. Let's just move that pawn up. Okay. No, Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy here. Did I blunder? Finally blundered? No. Not yet. No blunder yet. Now bishop d3 to take out all the issues here. Let's get a nice fast pawn together, huh? Let's get another one. Okay. Oh boy. Still not over. Wow. God. It's feisty. Feisty, feisty. Oh boy. That's really tough. And next. What's the next trick for white? No next trick. King b4 is coming. And so forth. Yeah, this was a tough game. Okay, the ending is always very enigmatic to me. And so it went. Knight c6 I played, yeah. And started bringing the king. Yeah, now I think normally it's white to just move the knight back and try to play knight d3. I think that's the way white should actually play this position. But even now, knight e1 made more sense than that, and I'm not sure that I actually equalized it. It seems good, but it really isn't. But here I started playing reasonably well. Rook c8 took the file, bishop d5 forced this knight back, and then knight e8, threatening knight c7. I think that was definitely the best move. And already white has to worry about what to do. For example, on b4, I was going to take takes, bishop c4, rook d7, king f8, takes. Okay, up 1. But maybe this position isn't a big deal for white. Maybe it's holdable. But I think white just missed this move, knight c7, and this is just winning. I'm just cruising in now with a4, and this doesn't save white, of course. Now it just all went bad here. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happened in the previous game. Wait. Yeah, this is against Devo. We don't really have time to look that much at it. So here I had black actually, right? And when white does something like this, it's already quite dangerous because, okay, I was afraid of c4 because I thought maybe some very strong attack is coming, although I'm not quite sure how strong it is. But knight g5 would force my king to go somewhere like, I don't know, g8 or something. And who knows what's going on here. So instead of doing that, which I think is fine, by the way, c4 looks very good to me now that I look at it, I simply took. And now we had this quite instructive position. I put the knight on c6. Maybe white should play a4 to try to undermine these pawns, but I think black is fine. But if white does not undermine the pawns quickly enough, then the endgame that comes out is going to be quite bad. And I stopped here from my original plan, which was c4 knight d3. I actually stopped it for maybe not a good reason. I thought if I trade rooks and do that, that would be even better. But I didn't get to trade rooks. I didn't get to play c4 now, and therefore I had to retreat. And again, white surely had to try to get my pawns weaker a little bit, so that it's not a big pawn mass of 3 pawns, but at least 2 pawns heading against him. Here again, white is worse. And I took the d file, then I took the long diagonal, and then I waited for white to play this move b3. Of course, I could have stopped it with rook d3. Maybe that was the way to do it, because on knight e1, my rook simply comes in and starts haunting white's pieces here. That was probably the best move, but I missed it. Played this waiting move h3, and now after b3, I could have played knight a5 to take here with the knight, but instead I went for c3. And now it's a question whether white had enough to equalize. I think there was a moment here when I took with a knight that white should have played rook e1. And here I thought I would play rook d5, but then at the last moment I noticed queen e4. And now if queen e6, bishop takes e5, and after c2, I don't lose, but it's just a dead draw with this endgame here. So rook e1 I think was missed by white, because after f6 takes queen takes c3, queen takes a3, rook takes c5. Unfortunately, I do not seem to be able to win a pawn, and therefore the position is just very equal. So I really missed this, and so therefore c3 was a mistake. But after queen e4, it all started up again, and we had this very interesting endgame, which I just wanted to look a little bit and understand. So here I did this move to stop the pawns from advancing and to fix the pawns on the dark square. I played f6 to be able to come out with my king to f6 and g7 if necessary. And so here we had a position where I improved my rook ever so slightly, but really improved it. Now I could have played rook c3 immediately, and maybe that was the better way to go, because the king is so far away for now. How does white? Now I'm threatening maybe rook b2 and bishop c5, so probably here, king f7, rook b6, and now what? Now time to move the pawn up, I think. b4, rook b5, g6, sorry, g6, king f3, f5, let's say. Can I really win this position, or is this just a figment of my imagination? It's hard to say. It looks more drawn than a win, come to think of it. So, and that's why I didn't really go for it then. I waited for some mistakes from white. Then I decided to wait some more. And finally I pushed through. Now here, maybe here, white had king d3, rook e5, bishop d4, and now if rook f5, king e4, and maybe I can't actually make progress here, because white is maybe threatening rook takes g7. So I can't actually make progress. That was the way that white could have drawn again. So you know, this is not Blitz is a game where you make a lot of mistakes. So you gotta really watch it here. Finally, I said, okay, enough's enough, and I went for the b pawn. Now notice the a pawn is much better for black to have as a pass pawn than the b pawn, as we had in the other example, because first of all, the bishop attacks the final square, the queening square, and secondly, the pawn is further away from white's pieces. So here I think this position got really tough. Now maybe I could have just played bishop c3, bishop b2 here, but I missed it. Bishop e1 was also strong, but I just took. And now I had this very exciting endgame, which again is not necessarily winning. I think at some point white could have maybe taken on h5. I thought that would have been dangerous, but he decided to get his counterplay like this. Now my king is going to the queen side. He is rushing with his pawns, and I'm rushing with my king. Now, how is he going to save this? My rook will always defend either from this side or turning around from that side once the king is there, and the pawn, my a pawn, will queen. And this is exactly what happened here. I just kept pushing, and I got in there. Now, king d3, king rook g2, and now white flag. Now, if white goes here, rook b8, I simply play rook b2, and let's say on rook f8, I play, well, here I can play even check, because the king can't come to that file, and then king b1, and finally rook b2, and I'm winning. So I hope this was entertaining and a bit instructive. This was Grandmaster Max Dlugy with a perfect score tonight. Take it to the Max Show. Come again next Sunday and keep watching Tata Steel. It's a joy to watch. And of course, Gibraltar starting tomorrow rather. So that will be a lot of fun with a lot of strong players, including Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana, MVL, and so forth playing. So enjoy your night and enjoy the tournaments that are going on every day. All the best to you, and this was Grandmaster Max Dlugy.